Hello, everybody, welcome. Those are psych investigator. Hello, everybody, welcome. Those are psych investigator. So, guys, I did not sleep at all. I only slept like 3 hours from like 11 to 3, something like that. 3, 4 hours. Most could be worse, I guess. But so, as a consequence, I'm a little bit slow. And I really wanted to make a video today, though. It's Memorial Day. So it's an important day. So as the protection, I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as a breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and all the good. And so it is. Okay. So, guys, I thought I was going to make videos earlier today, but like I said, I did not sleep much. So it's been kind of slow for me. But here we are. And I really wanted to make a video because it's Memorial Day. But before I do that, before I get to the like maybe speaking to spirits, seeing what's going on, um, I want to show you this really amazing speech by Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve. So it's guys, it was a really inspiring speech. So just 1 second. So this is actually a clip from Chris Norland's channel. I was listening to this video and then he played part of his speech. So that's Jeremy Powell. Again, he's the head of the Federal Reserve. And you guys may or may not know this, that oh wait, hold on. That Trump has been trying to get him fired. So just okay, let me actually, guys, I have to make sure that this okay, so it's the video is being shared. And by the way, I don't have any makeup. It's like one of the first for me. I don't have any makeup on today, but it's okay. It's okay, right? We know each other. We're friends. Okay, so let me start.
Which at that time struck me as
Jerome Powell has to say about giving advice to young people. It's interesting.
I had brushed off my parents' one academic suggestion, which was to major in economics, which at that time struck me as, if I'm being honest, boring and useless. After 13 years at the Federal Reserve, I fully admit that I was completely wrong about that. After graduation, I had no plan and no job. I wound up putting labels on shelves in a warehouse for 6 months, and I didn't feel great about that. One of my closest friends was getting a master's at Stanford, and I could only think, nice going, Jay. You really nailed that. But in hindsight, that time in the warehouse was a blessing, and it was exactly what I needed. The next fall, I entered law school, and for the first time, I was highly resolved to make the most of the opportunity.
So, guys, what I ended up just pausing the Chris Norland video, and then actually doing the doing the research and finding the actual video, because there at some point I swear I heard this part that was really beautiful about how he defends democracy. So let me play this to you, okay? Because that's the part I really wanted you guys to listen to.
So, the combination of luck, the courage to make mistakes, and a little initiative can lead to much success. But know this: the world needs more from you than personal achievements and individual success. I strongly urge you to find time in your careers for public service. Since the founding of this great democracy 250 years ago, generation upon generation have assumed the burden and the honor of moving us closer to the ideal that all are created equal. Now, it's your turn. I ask you to take a minute and realize how the quest for these values has led us to this point in our history. We lead the world in so many ways, including in scientific innovation and economic dynamism. Our great universities are the envy of the world and a crucial national asset. Look around you, and I urge you to take none of this for granted. When you look back in 50 years, you will want to know that you've done whatever it takes to preserve and strengthen our democracy and bring us ever closer to the founders' timeless ideals. Those of you who are not entering the military or other public service may wonder, what's so great about public service? And I'll give you a recent example. In my 13 years at the Fed, the global economy has experienced a fair amount of turbulence and one outright crisis, the acute phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. With little warning, economies around the world came to a hard stop. Critical financial markets were near collapse. The possibility of a long, severe global depression was staring us in the face. Everyone turned to the government, and to the Federal Reserve in particular, as a key first responder. Career civil servants at the Fed, who were veterans of previous crises, stepped forward and said, "We got this." We took a range of aggressive measures to supply credit to the economy, many of them unprecedented, while the financial sector recovered. Others in government and the private sector did their part too. Through the joint efforts of many, we avoided the worst outcomes. It is hard to imagine the pressure that people feel at a time like that. Their collective efforts saved our economy, and the career civil servants involved deserve our respect and gratitude. It is my great honor to serve alongside them. That's what public service is like. So, with that luck that I mentioned comes great responsibility. You may recognize from the Gospel of Luke this quotation, "From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded." As you navigate the world of bright possibilities that awaits you, I urge you to take on the challenge and the opportunity to serve your fellow citizens.
So that was beautiful, guys. That was really beautiful. At this time, when you think about it, this is a man who's the target of trash's attacks, like many people are. And that's how he reacts. He gives a wonderful speech and tells people the power of public service. And what a wonderful man, really. I felt I really wanted you guys to hear this, because it's about public service, right? And it's about service in general today, Memorial Day, more than ever. Man, goosebumps. So since we're talking about Jerome Powell, let me ask, what is going to happen to him during Trash's administration? I looked into him before. I did see that he would stay, but we need asking just in case, right? So what's going to happen? Wow, he tried. That's right. I see Trash trying to push him out, and he stays there very calmly, and he doesn't let the joke clownery get to him. And I'm remembering, guys, there was a speech, not a speech, there was an interview with Jeremy Powell where he was asked directly, so will Trump fire you, or are you going to leave? And he said, he does not have the legal right to do that. And then in this speech, he says that he actually has a law degree. I did not know that. I thought he was just he was an economist. But that explains also one of the reasons why he felt so secure in saying that. So that was just a beautiful speech, really. And I wanted to share with you. So that's right. So let me go back here. So he tries to no. I see. Wow. I see that he's there, very calm, like a statue, but also peaceful statue. Then I see that what he does is he defends the Federal Reserve from attacks. Because, guys, we know that this is the goal of the far right. They have the whole crypto thing is all about destroying the Federal Reserve, destroying the American banking system. Okay, I know it may sound far-fetched, but their goal is to make Russia great again, right? So that's what they will try to do, but I don't see them succeeding. And I see Jeremy Powell almost like as a bodyguard of shown as this giant statue defending the Federal Reserve and not letting anybody destroy or mess with it. And I think the Federal Reserve stays, even though Trump will attack it and have been attacking it. So that was this part. Interesting. No, really very interesting. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching. Okay, so now guys, I wanted to show you. I I I listened to the speech of Trump at West Point, but it's so gross. I don't want to replay it. I'm just going to share this article from Mother Jones. And then, okay. So, oh, all right. So I started listening to it, and he was talking about Al Capone, how he went through as many investigations as Al Capone or more or something, and then he became president, and then talked about trophy wives and having yachts, and totally completely irrelevant to West Point graduates. And the most telling part, personally, is here. Trump departed after concluding his rant, breaking with his predecessor's traditions of shaking all graduates' hands as they crossed the stage. Trump claimed he had to go deal with Russia and China. Can you imagine? He goes to West Point, and it's the most famous military school in the US. And this is the military elite. And the way he treats them is like this. Okay. Is not, I mean, the amount of disrespect, there is no other way to describe it. The amount of disrespect he shows to the military, especially. Okay. And considering that Memorial Day was just around the corner. So I want to know here why, I would say, because he feels that so when I ask here, why did he do that? The answer immediately comes, and it is that he feels that they have to serve him. The way it works is they serve him. And that if he has to shake their hands, it it would put him in a subservient position from his perspective. So it's like it's all about them learning that they have to serve me from the beginning. I don't lower myself to them. They do it for me. Doesn't make sense. And he did it. There's things, obviously, the things he was talking about were only relevant to him. Trophy wives and yachts are really not the life of somebody who is in the military. And so how do they feel, the large majority of them? It's saying there are even some of them supported him, were disgusted, and saw what he really is like in person. There was total disgust. And I think that people who work there, because I think by now there are Trump loyalists, they are completely disgusted by his disrespect. So, okay, so for example, but that's right, Trump is he only spends time with those who pay him. And since West Point is not paying him, he even thinks like that. I'm not getting paid. When I went to Saudi Arabia, they were paying me. Now I'm not getting paid. I'm just doing this as a favor. He's even annoyed that he has to do this. Um, and and that's how it is. So it's saying the military knows exactly what he is about. And you guys know that he went to a military boarding school. That was very harsh, but I don't think it's even this. To me, it's that he knows that deep down the military has his number. They know what he is like, what he's doing, and they know that they can take him down. Yes, that's right. And I see John McCain say, yes, we will take him down. Yes. So, okay. So that's that. And then today, Memorial Day. Guys, I really don't even want to know. I don't want to look at it. I looked up the speech, the Arlington speech. I just feel and I see again, interesting when I see him. Let's see, even just let's see if I can just find a picture of him at Arlington. I got immediately a bad feeling that there's ghosts there and they are letting him know. Just one second. So guys, this is the part that I thought I had recorded but didn't. So I'm just looking at it again. So I was looking at I did a brief analysis of this photo and I wanted to go over it with you again because you see how awkward they all look. First, you have here the Hegseth. And it's so interesting when you look at his shoe. Not that not that it's about his shoe, but the way that he's dressed for the wrong function. He's completely out of place. Then you have next to him JD Vance, and I can just feel that they know, their bodies know that they are in the wrong place. They don't belong there. And I pick up these ghosts, especially Trump, around Trump, and that I think Trump picks up like almost these voices in the wind, like, you don't belong here. What are you doing here? Time to leave. Because he knows Trump inherently that they have his number, the military has his number, and all the soldiers, the ones who perished especially, definitely have his number because that's right. And I see, guys, I was saying earlier, I mean, the video I just recorded, the one right before this one, I said that the Revolutionary War soldiers were looking at him with so much anger because imagine Rosie, if somebody among us had delivered us to the enemy. That's exactly what he's doing. And he's truly afraid of the military because the military has his number. And again, if you look at their body language, their posture, it's completely out of place, right? Considering the circumstance. And okay, and that. Say this that I I picked up here a message from the soldiers from the Revolutionary War, and they are saying he is not going to be around next year because I asked if he's going to be around. They said no, he's leaving, and he represents only illusion and lies. He stands not for our values, but for these dark propaganda values and illusions. And for this reason, he is not going to be around. What he's going to be doing in a year, they say, is that he could be detained in a military facility. So that was that. It's interesting because I'm gonna pause here so I can see if I recorded the analysis. Oh, the analysis of the picture. Okay. So I'm just gonna pause. Another thing I wanted to show you is this. I don't even want to read, guys. It's just the vulgarity, and especially I think one of his goals, conscious or unconscious, has been to denigrate the military, to humiliate the military, to try to make the military serve him and not the country. That's right. Donald Trump posts all caps Memorial Day message attacking USA hating judges and scum who are trying to destroy our country. So I'm not even going to read this, but just to show you. That's right. And I get that Trump is doing all of this because he resents the military so much and feels that instead of they shouldn't be celebrating these dead people, we should be celebrating me and and I should be able to talk about all the horrible people that don't like me or that don't treat me right. So that's what we're getting. But the message here is to see, interesting. I see a ship, Navy, calmer waters. We're moving towards calmer waters, but they are showing me a ship, so I don't know if there's anything happening related to a ship. So, okay, so I wanted to share this with you today, and I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching. Bye. I wanted
Prayer and energy time. Let's use this time to send energy to people healing and going through complex health challenges. Their bodies need the energy we send them. Bo, recuperating from intestinal surgery at the Mount Sinai Hospital, battling cancer and winning. I spoke to her today and I felt her mother telling me she will survive and thrive. Cecilia, her sister, visits her daily. Cecilia is herself also battling cancer and she's also winning. Bella is also undergoing cancer treatment. Let's envision her pain free and 100% cancer free. Treatment. Let's send Bo, Cecilia, and Bella energy. Bo, Cecilia, and Bella are fully healed, full of energy, cancer free, and proud to tell this story of great health and recovery. Okay, so just going to be silent for a bit as I send them energy right now. And I hope you do the same. And also, you can think of others that you know, your loved ones, someone that you feel may be in need of energy, and focus on them. Okay? Okay, so let's start. I'll be silent here for a little bit. Thank you again. Let's create this circle of energy around them. And so it is.